Hi, I'm Maria Roberto, psychologist and director of Salutegenics. Today, I want to introduce SOMA, our flagship offering designed for organisations that want to build mental fitness and human leadership in a way that is practical, measurable, and genuinely effective. In neuroscience, the soma is the body of the neuron, the cell body where information is integrated, where deep processing, translation, and transformation takes place before anything meaningful is signalled forward. That's exactly what SOMA is designed to be in the workplace. SOMA is the centre point of mental fitness. It's a service provision of proactive, confidential conversations of care that strengthen mental fitness, resilience, and wellbeing, especially for leaders. Most workplaces already have an EAP, and EAP matters. But EAP is commonly used when people are already struggling, and it's often the safety net. SOMA is the proactive layer that sits upstream of EAP. It gives people a structured place to think well before stress becomes impairment. Now, here's the key distinction. SOMA is not a deficit approach or a reactive service responding to workplace injury or crisis. SOMA is a development pathway focused on building the internal capabilities that support high-level performance, creative and critical thinking, perspective, emotional steadiness, and mature leadership. SOMA is not counselling, coaching, performance feedback, or advice giving. In fact, SOMA can feel unusual at first because we're not there to fix problems. SOMA is designed with a difference to develop insight, understanding, and self-directed planning, where ideas become more expansive and reflection becomes a leadership skill. It's where people slow down enough to integrate what they're carrying, create meaning, and move forward with clearer thinking and stronger leadership capacity. When applied through its acronym, SOMA becomes a methodology. We begin with settle, because biology comes first. We use resonance and co-regulation, calm tone, psychological safety, and connection. That helps downshift threat and brings the thinking brain online again. Then we move into observe, where we gather everything the person is carrying. We collate content, facts, pressures, relationships, mindsets, and internal signals. We don't jump to solutions, we create clarity and coherence. Then we move to mirror, the deep listening phase, where reflection and reflection do their best work, holding what's emerging and offering it back clearly so that the person can hear themselves, connect the dots, and recognise what matters. And then we end with anchor. And anchor has a dual focus. Here is where we close to curiosity and move toward agency. Each SOMA session is 30 minutes. The time frame is intentional. It fits the rhythm of work and it creates a high-quality, repeatable practice that leaders and employees can actually access. We contain the session so it lands safely, and the participant leaves with a curious mind, not a prescribed plan. Because the brain then begins to reorganise the conversational content and take the person toward their next step, which is often planned after the conversation. SOMA sessions are not practitioner-led. They are participant-owned. The outcome we're driving toward is not compliance. The outcome is agency. Now, corporate leaders may think that SOMA doesn't have an obvious productive outcome. And this is because SOMA is not coaching. We're not trying to manufacture a plan in the room. SOMA's best work often happens after the session, where there is neuroscience that comes to life. Once stress has settled and a person has been heard, the brain begins to integrate. The default mode network, the system involved in meaning making, reflection and insight, keeps processing. And in that space, people often experience serendipity and creativity. They connect dots that they couldn't see before, broaden their thinking and generate new options, language and clearer direction. SOMA creates the conditions for that integration: calmer physiology, clearer narrative and a self-chosen direction. For organisations, this means SOMA supports leaders who think clearly under pressure, teams with stronger emotional steadiness and communication, reduced burnout risk through proactive, reflective support, and a culture where care is normalised, not stigmatised. Overall, it strengthens capability and wellbeing at the same time, because those two outcomes are not separate in real workplaces. SOMA can be offered as a structured suite depending on the depth of support and measurement an organisation wants. But importantly, SOMA doesn't replace EAP, it complements it. EAP remains the clinical safety net. SOMA is the upstream proactive leadership strengthening layer that many workplaces have been missing. If you want a workforce that doesn't just cope, but thinks strategically, leads decisively, and builds capability ahead of crisis, then SOMA is built for you. SOMA, the centre point of mental fitness.